Checking. Satguru, Satguru. Samasta jana kalyane niratham karunamayam namami Chinmayam devam Satgurum brahmavitparam. Checking. Audible? Clear. Thank you. My salutations to Swami Dhirananji and to everyone present here. Pranam. I'm extremely happy to be here. And when I was in Yuva Kendra, Swami Dhirananji was in Chennai as Sudhir Chaitanya. So that way, for that group of youth, he was our most beloved mentor. So we really benefited by him and very inspired by him, encouraged us to go to camps in Siddhabari, etc. And that in turn triggered a lot of transformation to that whole group of youth. So I'm ever grateful to Swamiji and very, very happy to be here. The qualities of the enlightened master for a sadhak, that is tapas, to develop. The qualities which an enlightened master shows effortlessly, the way in which they live, the way in which they show us, as seekers, as sadhaks, that is tapas for us. We have to develop those qualities. That itself is our tapas. That way there is this beautiful section on Gurudev's life, 108 names of Gurudev, Chinmaya Ashtotara. Each name is so inspiring. And this was composed by Guruji, Swami Tejomayanji and Swami Shantananji. They did this when they were attending his lecture in Lucknow. That itself was very interesting. Gurudev was giving lectures in Lucknow, and these two people thought that next day we will do a Paduka Puja and let us write 108 names. So as Gurudev was talking, they moved behind and that was composed. And it is such a brilliant composition. Because this is of many things, though, like Guruji and others have composed, this is one thing where many, many sadhaks have used for their own sadhana. It became a very beautiful sadhana for all of us to invoke the master, daily routine. And that way, this 108 names of Gurudev has inspired many people and keeps us very focused on our path. Because there could be different obstacles coming on the way, different setbacks can come. Seeker's path is not going to be always easy. It's never the bed of roses. It has to have its own challenges. And whenever we come across such challenging situations, one of these names, personally it has helped me so much that if I just remember one of these names and think a little deeper into it, the whole qualities of the master comes to your mind, and then when we connect to the higher way of thinking, the challenge in front of us becomes very ordinary. So the problem becomes small the moment we think of one of these names and look at it with that vision. So there are so many names, and today we will see one or two names of Gurudev's Ashtotara. Every name is so beautiful, every name is deep, but today we will take up Om Utsaahavardhakaaya Namah. Salutations to him who always encouraged people, who was so enthusiastic and inspired others to be enthusiastic, encouraged others to be enthusiastic. This enthusiasm is very, very important for a seeker. Because the goal is very far. And to reach that goal, if we lose out our enthusiasm, then it would be very difficult for us to proceed. It could happen that we can even forget the goal. So, Om Utsaahavardhakaaya Namah, the person who always encourages and is ever enthusiastic. How did Swamiji encourage people? What did he actually give us before going into this? For a Vedantic seeker, Prasthanatraya is very, very important. Brahma Sutra, Upanishads, and the Gita. Swamiji made us aware of this literature first. Second, in Bhagavad Gita, if you see, Bhagavan Krishna says, among all kinds of yajnas, 12 yajnas, he says Jnana Yajna is the best. In my opinion, Jnana Yajna is the best. There is Tapo Yajna, Dravya Yajna, different yajnas are there, but Jnana Yajna is the best. So what Bhagavan Krishna called as the best, Gurudev gave that to us. Why Jnana Yajna? In the fire of knowledge, ignorance is burnt. Krishna says in the Gita, knowing this, there is nothing else to be known. Gaining which, there is nothing else to be gained. Gurudev gave us that. Whatever Krishna says as the best, we found Swamiji giving it to us. Like, Nahi jnanena sadrusham pavitram iha vidyate. Here in this world, there is nothing more sacred than this knowledge. He gave us that knowledge. And let us say if we are looking at the path of devotion, in the 18th chapter, Krishna says, among the devotees, the most dearest to me is the one who promotes and preserves this knowledge. Please think. To become a devotee itself takes a lot of effort. To become a devotee. Because it's not easy to become a devotee. So much of effort one has to purify to become a devotee. Best among the devotees, not just becoming a devotee in these times itself is great effort, and one becomes a devotee. And to be the best among the devotees, the dearest among all the dear devotees, is the one who preserves and promotes this knowledge. And that opportunity he has given us. Whether we support through, let us say, taking Balvihar class, whether we support taking Yuva Kendra classes, study groups, or we support the mission in whatever way we can. So, in whichever way we support this knowledge, Krishna says those people are the best among the devotees. Now you see what he has offered us. Best of the knowledge, best of the books. If you want to be a devotee, he showed us the way how you can be the best of the devotees. So this is a great contribution. As we read, reflect more, then we realize what this person was giving us. For me, when it dawned, when I was doing Shravana Sadhana Yajna, where we do every month one chapter of the Gita, as I came to 18th chapter and when I saw this verse, I said, what this person has done to us, lifted us to be that top rung of devotion. So that way what he has offered us was always the best in every field. Be it Karma Yoga, be it Bhakti Yoga, be it Jnana Yoga. And if we see Gurudev's life also, people generally have a lot of confusion on this varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Lot of, people need clarity on it. When you see Gurudev, you see all four in full blossom. Brahmana, brilliant thinker, visionary teacher, explained Shastras, knew Brahman, Brahmana. Kshatriya, one person, 300 centers around the world, went around, administration, brilliant, Kshatriya. Imagine establishing one person doing this across the globe, all alone. Most of us were not there at that time. And even if we were there, we were too young even to take up any responsibility. And one person, Kshatriya, to the fullest. And to run an organization of this kind, you need the art of raising funds, generating funds. Vaishya, fully blossomed. I have seen how Gurudev would raise funds. One meeting, it was so fortunate that I was there with him in this meeting. This was in Chennai. A school building has to come up. And Swamiji was sitting there, and top financial members were also there. And he said, how much would each one give? Straight, And that one person said some amount, and he said it little slowly. But Swamiji heard the amount. He said, what? The way in which that and what, immediately that person doubled the offer what he was saying. Just that, what did I hear? No, Swamiji. The way in which he would generate funds, inspire people, Vaishya, full extent. 18 to 20 hours a day, 4 decades he worked. Hard work, Shudra. In him we see all four in the full manifestation. Naturally, it's the manifestation of divine where you see all four. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra manifesting so well. And what he gave us, as I told you, was the best among the Hindu literature. He picked it up and he gave us the best of the paths he gave us. He made us become best of the devotees. I met one family who were Gurudev's devotees in Singapore. Swamiji was denied permission to speak in Jakarta. He had a visa to go to Indonesia, but permission to give a public lecture was denied. So the people in Jakarta said there's no point going there. Instead, Swamiji will go to Bali, part of another island in Indonesia. So Swamiji said, okay, we go there. Gurudev went there. There were very few families were there, some 1 or 2 families from Jakarta and few families from Singapore. To them he said, in last 35 years, this is my first holiday. This is my first holiday in last 35 years. Yeah, the phone is on, I think. Okay. Someone was saying Hari Om. Fine. Speaking. I'm yet to come across someone who would ever say that in last 35 years, this is my first holiday. You take his itinerary and just see. Old, like in Tapovan Prasad, we have Swamiji's itineraries and printed itineraries. We are working in making that as a book, just as itineraries, just to see from 50s onwards what was his program. The person worked without a Sunday off. And the first holiday, what he said was, in 35 years. We work little and we say, when can I have my next break? Little work. What must be that passion in him to preserve and promote this culture, to preserve and promote this knowledge? And this is a fact. When Swamiji said, in 35 years, this is my first holiday, it is a fact. So these are the things where we realize how much he was committed in giving this knowledge, sharing this knowledge. And all throughout, he encouraged people. Any letter written to him, he would reply. There were letters when we have written to him. Some of us, I'm sure, would share the same sentiment. We have written to him saying, please don't reply, but this I need to keep you informed. Mission work is such that I'm keeping you informed since you have asked this, but please don't reply. He would reply that too. On that same paper, he'll put his Om, seen, thanks for your concern, something like that. He'll say, love thy own self. On that very paper, he would reply. He knew how he would encourage people. Enthusiasm, embodiment of it. In Bangalore, in India, Gurudev was called to talk to children, Balvihar. And he said, yeah, tomorrow we'll speak to children. So the organizers sent the person to Gurudev's room and said, ask him on what topic he would speak. So Swamiji, the children came. The person went to his room and he said, what topic are you going to talk tomorrow? He asked, to who? Our Balvihar children. I'll come and talk to them. So he went back and reported saying, Swamiji, he didn't give us, Gurudev didn't give us a topic. So they said, go and ask him, it'll be nice to print. So within 5 minutes, this person was walking in 3-4 times to his room and asked, Swamiji, topic for tomorrow. So what if there's no topic? So what if, I'll come and speak. He went and reported to save himself that tomorrow Gurudev said he will speak on so what. Because the organizers will send him again. No? You have no topic, you have to go to Swamiji's room once again. So best he said, he gave a topic, and the topic is so what. And he did not know about it. If you know it is fine. You don't know about it. So he comes to the hall, children are all sitting there. And as he was introduced to whatever, they said he will now speak on so what. If someone has to do this to me, I would narrate the whole incident first and saying, this is not the way, because you put me on a fix. You know how Swamiji took that up? He realized what happened, and being a master, this is what I meant by Utsaahavardhakaaya Namah. He said, so what if you made mistakes? You can change. So what if things did not go as you expected? You can make it. So what if you have failed so far, you can improve. He went on with that word, so what, connected it to the Gita, connected it to Vedanta, and made us realize, so what if there are mistakes? So what if something goes wrong? So what if I started wrongly? It doesn't matter how we started, actually, isn't it? Gurudev taught us how to finish. It doesn't matter how we started. Many of us can start. We can all make a false start, a wrong start. Could make hundreds of mistakes, but he taught us to finish it strong. To complete it in a glorious way. How we finish is more important. So he did not bother about how we started. He did not bother about what mistakes we did. He was ready to accept us as we are. And from there showed us a way how to finish it strong. See the kind of encouragement. This is a master, isn't it? Accepting as you are. Whatever you are, from whichever background you come, with whatever past you come, with any track record, it doesn't matter. But he was so sure that he can teach you to finish it strong. Encouraged people that way, continuously, to complete it, to finish it strong. Certainly very encouraging person. I'll narrate two more incidents which shows how much for him evolution of people mattered, and preservation of this culture mattered. When I completed my training, I was posted in Tamil Nadu in a district called Salem. And the work was such that in a week I have to cover the neighboring district, Erode, and also 2 days in Coimbatore. So I used to drive down these areas, go to Coimbatore for 2 days, 1 day for Salem, and then 3-4 days for, 1 day for Erode, 3-4 days for Salem. Erode, Gurudev had visited Erode and he has done 2 yajnas, but mission work was not there. Mission work did not take up. And there were 1 or 2 classes and it didn't last long. It fizzled out. So it was not an easy district to work with. But anyway, we were trying to do. So when I met Swamiji in Chennai, he asked me, how is your work schedule? I said, we're trying hard to do something in Erode. He said, and he remembered a couple of families with whom he stayed. What did they do? So he asked, where are all they? I said, no, Swamiji, they don't turn up at all. I've called them a couple of times and they have not showed up till now. I said, okay. He just left, didn't say anything. And from there, from Chennai, Swamiji went to Singapore, and from Singapore he came here to United States. And I used to go there every Wednesday, I remember, for classes, and I'll come back when it was quite difficult to work there. Gurudev came here, and somebody gave him a book. The book called A Man Who Mistook His Wife to Be a Hat. Some book on psychology. A man who mistook his wife to be a hat. And the family with whom Gurudev was staying were doctors. He sends this book to them. I read this book. I thought you would like it. For a long time, there were no connection between that family and Gurudev. There was no connection. It's there's no touch. Unless people make an attempt, Gurudev can't be in touch with everyone. So there's no connection, but he just sends this book. I thought you would like this book. Best wishes. On the book only he signed and sent. Next week, I go to Erode. This family is there in the railway station to receive me. They were there in the railway station. came saying, Swamiji, you come, stay at home if necessary. Otherwise, I was staying in a boys' hostel there. He said, no, you come, stay here. We'll see what we can do. You see the encouragement. He just heard me, young brahmachari that time, trying hard to do some work there. He heard, see the compassion. And he knew what a line from him can do. And for overall good. The whole thing was for overall good. My work became easy. And mission work once again started because this family supporting was important. Just that. So very indirect way. So much later, when I saw him somewhere in India, he asked me, is that family involved? Are they involved now? I said, yes, Swamiji. That book worked. It worked well. You see the kind of encouragement. Absolutely. I mean, this is just a very small incident. How many such incidents would have happened to people around? Just sending, one line like that and the whole inspiration comes back. Second, another incident which I want to share is about one particular person in Chennai was known to be very notorious. Absolutely notorious, politically connected, and was didn't have a good reputation in the town. And people quite strongly disliked him. But he would come and meet Gurudev in the house where Swamiji was staying. When he walks inside, only some of us would feel like, why is he here? And I hope people don't take pictures, that this person came to meet Swamiji and, that kind of a thing. And he would come and meet. And Swamiji will talk to him like anyone else would talk to him. He knew his background fully. He would talk to him saying, it so happened after a few years of this kind of an association, he would come and go. But the man has not changed. His connections with all kinds of businesses, everything which is, some of it was not at all even legal. But he would come. Once Swamiji threw a bombshell on the entire committee in Chennai, saying, my next yajna, he would inaugurate. That he would inaugurate the next yajna. We had a shock, like, this person? So there were few senior devotees went and told Swamiji, saying, Swamiji, in case you don't know, we like to tell you, this is how this person is being viewed in the city. Can get arrested anytime. And it would be better not to associate him on a public platform together. That too, not a yajna, definitely. Swamiji knows it, isn't it? Gurudev knew what he is doing, as if he did not know about the person. So he said, no, I know what I'm doing, leave it. So everyone were like, why this now? Let us see how this goes. This is going to be a challenge only. And it so happened the yajna came and this person comes on stage to inaugurate the yajna. And everybody saw him on stage, Gurudev and him and others. He takes out a letter and he reads. Before reading that letter, this person says, to all of you present here, I have to admit, I'm not even a human. I'm worse than that, Everyone saw me more like a beast. But this one person had hope in me. This one person had faith in me. And I'll just read out the letter, what he wrote to me 6 months ago, before the yajna. And the letter says, every day, get up in the morning, go to Parthasarathi temple. There is a temple in Chennai called Parthasarathi temple. It says, every day go to this temple till the day of the yajna, every day morning. You will not take non-vegetarian food. That is your tapas. You will not take alcohol. You will not involve in underworld dealings. 6 months you do this. I know you will do it. I have faith. One letter. He read this letter out and saying, I don't deserve to be here for inauguration, but I have accepted it only to show this person's glory. Now you see the kind of an encouragement. Whether it is a brahmachari who is new, whether it is a Balvihar child, whether it is a Yuva Kendra member, or someone where everybody has written him off saying, no, this will not happen. Gurudev can pick those people. Encourage them. Utsaha, enthusiast them. Put them on the path. And he had that in him to do it throughout. I'm sure all those people who associated with him in his time or after him, through his books, through his literature, through his talks, you will also see the same kind of encouragement. It's a very rare kind of a combination. You meet a person, in seconds, he can make you change. In seconds, the person can give you a direction for life. Sometimes we come across, isn't it, parents telling or the boss telling, I've been trying to tell him for days together, months together, years together, he is not changing, he is not changing. With Swamiji, it would be like in seconds. Complete transformation. That's the power, and the kind of that enthusiasm was so contagious. It used to just go and rub on everybody. Whoever came across were getting inspired that way. I have 2 of his quotes to read. He says here, this is for anybody. The journey is long and alone you have to walk. With love and devotion, serve all on the way. And you will meet me one day. For that blissful moment, I shall wait. See the words. The journey is long. Isn't it a very long journey from belief to faith? You first believe, and when the belief slowly becomes faith, how much of time would have gone from belief to faith? It's a very long journey. So he says, the journey is long and alone you must walk. We can't walk with, we can have companionship, but journey inside is alone. Alone you must walk. With love and devotion, serve all on the way. Simple steps. This journey which you take up is very long, and no one will walk with you. You have to walk alone. Better have that kind of a strength. So how do you do? What do you do in the journey? Serve people with love and devotion. Serve all with love and devotion. In fact, the way in which Gurudev set this programs for us, Chinmaya Mission, if you see, study and service leads to self-unfoldment. Self-unfoldment through study and service. So when we walk this path, the service is mandatory. Serve people with love and devotion. Why? When I serve, I purify myself. So this master worked hard to provide infrastructure so that we serve and purify. You understand the kind of infrastructure he developed is for us to serve. So service has to be done with that spirit that when I serve, I purify, and let me be grateful that I got a chance to serve. That's why he says with devotion, with that reverence to service, serve. If we serve with arrogance, it is not service. That's just an act. But the same action with service done with reverence, it purifies. Sadhu Vaswani, T.L. Vaswani, he said, the reward of service is more service. Very beautiful line. The reward of service is more service. You're serving, your service is being rewarded. How? More opportunities to serve. Why? Service purifies. The selfishness in us goes. Through service, we can transcend the Rajoguna. So he says here, with love and devotion, serve all on the way. This much. The journey is long. Alone you have to walk. With love and devotion, serve all on the way. And you will meet me one day. And the next line is the most touching line. For that blissful moment, I shall wait. This is called love. When you love someone dearly, you will wait. It's not that you will reach me, for that blissful moment, I am waiting. He served with such pure pure love. So for that blissful moment, I shall wait. This is one letter. Another quote of his, which is again a very, very inspiring thing. Again, few instructions. Hold on to him who brought us here, who looked after us all these years, whose grace that we are now here. That divine master will have plans for our future also. Surrender to him, learn to live in him, and smile away all worries. From his lap, we look out. Life is a comedy. With ever-growing faith in his shelter, live joyously. It's very nice that one of the devotees shared this letter. Hold on to him who brought us here. First thing which we need to do. See the instructions. Just 4 or 5 lines, but it can transform the person fully. If we just follow this. Like the earlier letter I said. The journey is long. Alone you have to walk. Serve with love and devotion. You will meet me. Guarantee. And here he says, hold on to him who brought us here. Hold on to that power which made us be what we are. Who looked after us all these years. By whose grace and blessing that things have gone well. So he says, who looked after us all these years, hold on to him. Whose grace that we are now here. For whatever we are here now, for whose grace we are now here, that divine master will have plans for the future also. For the future too, he would have plans. And he says, surrender to him alone, to live in him and smile away all worries. Once we offer ourselves to his will, we accept his will, whatever comes, we accept it. It is his will. Surrender to his will. So he says, and smile away all worries. If there are anything worrying you, smile it away because it is his will. I remember 2 sisters, aged people, came and met Swamiji once. Some of us were sitting around. And one of them said, Swamiji, please bless me that I don't mind dying today, but I don't want to be bedridden. I don't want to be bedridden. Bless me. So that I'm not bedridden. I don't mind dying today. Bedridden, difficult. Two of them. You know how he told them? He said, why are you worried? If you are bedridden, it is the problem for people around. Why are you worried? It is their problem. You be happy, let them serve. You know, the way in which he lightened the situation, and then he added, saying, if that is the will of Narayana, accept, because the people around you need to purify themselves through service. You are an instrument, just see it that way. Very clear. That you are bedridden, you don't worry. The people around you have to serve, and you have become an instrument for them to serve. Perception changed, isn't it? You know how we would perceive otherwise? I'm a pain to others. I have become a pain. I'm a botheration to others. To see it that way, that would be our perception. See the change. Others need an opportunity to serve. Lord has made you this way. Let them serve. It purifies them. Now suddenly sickness has become that you are an instrument for someone to purify. Perception. This is what Swamiji can do in minutes. So he says here, surrender to him, learn to live in him, and smile away all worries. If this perception we have, like how we said, smile away all worries. And then he says, from his lap, if we look out, life is a comedy. Only rooted in that Vedantic understanding, life can be a comedy. Without that understanding, life is extremely serious. The perception completely changes if we are rooted into Vedantic thinking. From Vedant, you look, what is life? He says it's a comedy. He says, from his lap, we look out, life is a comedy. With ever-growing faith in his shelter, Ashraya. Never-growing faith in his shelter, live joyously. 5-6 lines, but see the enthusiasm, the energy which we can get listening to his words. Being in person is different, just the words. Just read his words, get the right understanding of it. It is such an encouragement. It's a rare combination. That's why that name is so beautiful. Om Utsaahavardhakaaya Namah. Anybody from any background would get pumped up with so much of enthusiasm to walk this path. And he was constantly encouraging. In whichever way, whichever form, whichever method we were to walk this path, he would encourage us, saying, yes, go ahead and do it. And he taught us that it doesn't matter how you started. What is important is how you complete it, how you finish it. We all have that opportunity to finish it gloriously. It doesn't matter how we started. So that's a great name, Om Utsaahavardhakaaya Namaha. Okay, we stop here. You have anything to interact, most welcome. There's nothing to interact. Someone can sing a bhajan and we can close it up. Belief is uncertain. I believe in something today and it can change. In the beginning, I may believe Bhagavad Gita is a great book, but someone can criticize it strongly. My intellect is weak, and my intellect can get, convinced that, no, this book is not that sacred. Belief can change. Faith never changes. For faith, you must have intellectual clarity, intellectual conviction. So what Gurudev says is, belief reinforced with conviction becomes faith. Our belief reinforced with conviction. So I believe in something, I verify it again and again and again. It's a long journey. Then it becomes faith. And once I have that faith, then there is no turning back. In belief, there is a possibility of turning back. We can turn back. But once we have faith, we will not. So that's why from belief to faith is a long journey. So we start with belief, and intellect gets convinced. As the intellect gets more and more convinced, it becomes faith. So that's the journey. And Shastra study as such can reinforce this belief into faith. Okay. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namah. Harihi Om.